Hello, Papergut here, back with another replay review. This time we have Sari Du Model, who is a Gold 3 Japanese player at the plane of this game. He is playing on Cliffside against a Gold Rus player. He messaged me, wanted me to do a replay review on this game, and he just felt like he didn't really know where he went wrong. He says that in this game, Rus is going to go second TC, he goes fast castle, he then goes 3 TC, he felt like he did some pretty good raids, but he couldn't quite close the game. So we want to see, one, his reaction times, his openings, how he's responding to his opponent, and figure out what he could have done differently or better, as well as try to shout out the things he's doing well in the moment. And with that, let's go ahead and jump in. So as we're doing the opening here, I want to kind of talk about the map and the opponent, because that's what really matters, right? And as well as your civ and how you react. Cliffside is a small map. This means that there's a huge advantage to being pretty aggressive on this map because you can get there so quickly, especially with your civ, one that is so infantry focused. Getting that infantry mass and raiding him and attacking him is really strong. If you want to go 2 TC, if you're hyper aggressive from the start, you might just be able to attack him and take him down before his second TC pays off. A fast castle is also really effective on this map, because you go fast castle and get Mounted Samurai out. You can do a lot of damage before he's able to respond. Oh, I wasn't even looking at the scouting pattern. So you could have gone a lot deeper on the scouting here, because this map's so small. I actually try to cut across like half the map here and come back, unless you realize you're really running low on sheep quickly. But there's usually 2 sheep like at the start you can grab, which allows you to go farther down the map and around. If you stay 1 scout against Rus, sorry, I'm moving the camera a lot. If you stay 1 scout against Rus, your goal is to kill 1 deer pack, which I think you did right here. And that's all I'd really worry about. I'm fine with staying 1 scout against Rus, because sometimes doing the mini game and the second scout throws off my build order, and I really find it as worth it to do that. But I was saying, against a 2 TC, your options are attack, go fast castle. And by attack, I mean you should already be planning on making units and going. If you see them starting second TC and then you transition into units, you might be a little slow. It's about committing and going all in, though, and not being scared to go all in on that. So let's start with the placement of this Cura storehouse here. So you want to make sure it has room to do all the farms. Putting it catty corner to your TC means there's 1 farm that can't be built. So you want to make sure it's spaced back enough that it can do a clean square. Don't waste time fighting the wolves. It's not worth it. He's going to get the bounty. He's going to get 250 bounty most likely. Just go get sheep is the thing you should care about. Go get sheep. So there's a big thing I'm about is, and see, like, you could have got more sheep if you focus more on the sheep and less about doing the mini game. And to me, the sheep are just more important. Like, keeping a stronger feudal with more sheep is just overall more important. It also slows down you getting back to their base, because your key is that you want to drop off the sheep and then be able to check on what he's doing, what's his first move coming out of feudal, because your strategy probably change heavily depending on if he goes 1 TC all in or 2 TCs. Because the question is, what's your initial strategy? Is your initial strategy fast castle? Is your initial strategy, this is too much idle time on those, there you go. But that's the question. Like, you say you go fast castle because you went 2 TC. Did you decide to go fast castle after you saw that? Are you trying to fight? Like, you're open, so I see you're doing on Geisha Rush, which is all well and good, but like, if that's your goal, then you need to be going all in on getting on Geishas out and targeting where you think his TC is going to go. Okay, so you see the start. Okay, so now your goal is, so your Kremlin, it's tough. Your goal now is, what can you harass? And you can still harass this. You can still harass this wood line. You just can't, like, sit under it. An option you could have been is you could have just dropped a tower right here. Like, immediately walked up 3 villagers and dropped a tower. He could have stopped it. He could have called the gremlins and things like that, but at least that slows him down, makes him do something. But this is also, like, the moment where you decide, are you going your own 2 TC, or are you going to fast castle right now? Like, this is when you decide. The other option is you go all out. So you basically immediately research siege engineering. You immediately, you're not making vills, that's not good. Always be making villagers. and you immediately rally, 10 to wood, and then keep rallying to food, and you're just massing Anas, as many as you can. You maybe start throwing samurai as you get more vills, and you drop 2 rams and you go. If he drops the second TC here, tough. But if he tries to put it back here, you can stop it. Because follow me on this. If he goes 2 TCs, he needs more food, right? So if you see someone going 2 TC and you're attacking, your first goal is to make him drop the TC in a place that gets him no resources. Dropping it here is great, because he protects the gold, but this is already protecting the gold. If he wants to put it here, you can use your Honest to stop it. If he wants to put it here, you can use your Honest to stop it. And if he ends up putting his TC in a bad spot, then you just camp him. Because if he's forced to if he can't leave his base to get food, he will not be able to do anything. And then he either has to make farms, which costs a lot of resources, or he tries to sneak out and you just keep killing villagers. And as long as you keep massing units, you'll beat him. You mass enough, drop rams, and go in, and he doesn't have the units to beat you because you stopped him from getting food. But this requires you to continuously send units around and check, and keep massing your own force, and respond to what units he gets out in the field. But fighting a 2 TC like that can be kind of scary, because you're like, oh, TC, like, I can't beat that. You can. You have to play the long game with the second TC. So what you really need to do is, 1, go drop the sheep off. That's important. But you should have an Ana sitting on the food over here, and your scout needs to be sitting here watching. That's awesome. You should be really happy he's building a tower there. But like, you need to be watching the stone, because you needed to see with your scout when he was going to go drop this TC, because you need to catch it. And then you always need to be making auto-negations. Like, the key to a successful attack is never stop making units. The person who's best at keep making units is going to be the most successful. So you should have, 1, put your barracks on put all your production on a hotkey. Some people like to use F1, which is fine. I do 3. And literally, you're just spamming 3 and building as many Anas as you can. You're just never stopping building them. And you keep adding barracks, and you keep getting on the farms. And you just mass. Never stop making units. Because you're going to fast castle, you need to do that from the start. You didn't fast castle at that point, you medium castled. And I wouldn't even do this. Like, this isn't worth it. I wouldn't even do this. I would just keep massing and waiting. Keep massing and waiting, massing and waiting. Speed up a little bit here. But here, you can't dive unless you get Samurai, because Samurai can tank the Archer Fire. Oh, no, not your sheep. Oh, that's huge. That's why I said you need to drop these off, because these sheep are so important. There's so much food. But anyway, make sure you're getting this eco upgrade, the Japanese wheelbarrow. It's very, very good. But it's just a lack of commitment. Like, what I see is, I see nervousness. I see, like, I don't know what to do, so I'm not making a decision. Because when I coach people, the big thing I tell them is that, like, you just need to make a decision and just go with it. Just go all in on it. I don't see going all in on this, because you're not getting, aero defense and siege engineering. You're not macroing to more units, but you're also not quite ready going castle yet. So it's like, the second you saw the second TC, you needed to make the choice right then. Fast castling, sweet. You go food, gold, you get to castle. Oh, I'm going to fight this out. Sweet. You're putting in the resources. You drop into the barracks. You're rallying to the resources you need, and you're going. But you got to just make a decision and go for it. And then stick with it. Like, doing these run-bys, you're just losing units. You've lost 4 Anas. And this was huge right here. Like, you stopped him from putting the TC where he wanted to go. But you didn't follow him. And you lost track of them. And that's the point, right? If you had been massing your Anas from the start, because you said, like, I can't stop this at Kremlin. You're right. But you could stop it here. He had no units. If you had been massing units from the start here, and your scout caught them running, you ran out, these 2 militia aren't beating your Anas. In fact, you could have fought them with your Anas. Maybe not, they're hurt. But, like, he wouldn't be able to stop you. You would have killed them, pushed them off, he would have gone, and eventually he would have to drop it here, and he would have been really mad, and the game's over. Then you just keep massing, and you go. But you didn't commit to it. Look how many resources you have. You have 600 food, 300 wood, 200 gold. So you missed out on your chance. Like, you didn't hardcore commit to this and go for it. And now you're going second fast castle, which is fine, but you just given him, you know, the boar, which is 2,000 food, this deer pack, which is another, like, 2,000 food, 900, or not 900, 700, 1,400, like 2,100, 2,450 food. Like, that's a lot of food he now just gets for free because you didn't push him. Even then, he drops his TC. You could have just massed Anna's, and if you had Research Siege Engineer, you drop 2 rams and you push, and he can't maintain it because he doesn't have any units. He has no units, which you saw from scouting. So overall, I'm saying is, if you want to attack, go for it. You actually had a lot of advantages. You're close. You were watching his TC. He built no units. You were making units. Just be patient. No need to raid. Just wait him out, because he's gonna run out of food, and he wants to get on resources. If you can stop him, you win. But you let him get there, and then you didn't even put it on him after that, which you could have. You could have massed and gone for it. These TCs are not that strong anymore. A massive Anna's with some samurai and 2 rams kills that pretty quick. That's my rant. But that's the big thing I get from coaching is just commit, overcommit, go for it, and learn from why it didn't work. So now you're gonna go fast castle, and the goal of the fast castle then is to make sure that you get relics, that you get out mounted samurai, because you need to do kind of an immediate attack. Where are these guys going? Floating gate, okay. Gotta stop losing units to the Kremlin. Good catch. Okay, you need immediate mounted samurai. Queue up 2. You didn't get this whole scouting done because you were slow on the initial scouts. Now you don't know where all the relics are, but you need to be getting relics. Getting a mounted samurai, and I would just mass mounted samurai. So many mounted samurai. Good, he just wasted all his gremlins on that. You see his age up back here. But see, like, once again, he was able to match their age up because, well, one, he still built farms, which is such a waste of food, wood for him. But, like, he got on this and then just started vacuuming up food, and he was fine. And he could have even gone castle with, you know, these sheep and this Kremlin protecting him, but, like, if he had done that, you could have pushed in the second he went castle and killed him. But yeah, the point still stands, and now you're behind, so now you have to get up. You're going your own second TC. That's all well and good, but you need to grab relics and get out mounted samurai. Just kind of hound them, because the samurai, the point of the mounted samurai is to buy space. You haven't queued any of them. See how many resources you have? This is classic. So you're getting down the second TC, you need more production. So you're queuing up 3 attacks out of 1. You want to scale your production with your economy. So, like, as the minutes pass, you need to keep adding production. If you notice that you can build more than 2 of something out of a production building, you need to get more. But you notice what your opponent's done. He's walling up, so he's secure. He also is dropping multiple production buildings, so he's ready to mass very quickly. And you gotta make sure you can do that as well. Right now you can't mass because you don't have the production. Don't do horsemen. No, mounted samurai. It's right here. You got it. So, and you don't need to waste the gold on horsemen. Just go mounted samurai. And look how much you're queuing. This is 5 minutes worth of, out of 1. No, you do not do this much out of 1 production building. You gotta get multiple production buildings. This is holding you back. It's gonna kill you. How slow your production is gonna be. And you get your TC upgraded soon as well. Nice grab of the relics. The relics are worth a lot of villagers. So, like, you're at 52. He's at 63, but with those relics, you're basically even. So you're fine. And honestly, this third TC was kind of greedy, because he's now massing units, and you're not. And really, if your opponent was better, he would have way more units out. He has the food. He has 3,000 food. He should be way on more in gold, and he should just be massing units like crazy and throwing them at you. See, look, he already has way more units. You have 18. He has 27, which comes from you being slow on the production here. But in this 3 TC, you just need to live now. Just survive, and you're fine. Okay, massing. Here's the thing, you're massing without looking at his production. Or maybe you caught a pic of it, but... So you got Samurai and on vacation. And this is like, what's the horseman accomplishment here? You think if he masses crossbows, sure. Okay. That's fine. But you also could just get mangonels. Which, like, doing pure infantry mass with mangonels for you is a really good strat. Drop, when you have this much resource check, I would drop a market and buy stuff with that gold. I do really like you grabbing the sacred sites here. Dropping TCs on the sacred sites is actually a good move to secure those sacred sites. Getting walls up. Good, I love that. Make sure you're resetting number camps and stuff like that so you're not wasting time. Still only 3 production buildings. This is really painful. You could have out way more units right now. You need to rebalance your economy. So a key thing to do, so you're at 76 vills. He's at 80. I bet you're not producing out of each TC. You are. Okay, good. So you'll catch up soon. The key for you to make sure you're doing. You'll be doing the macro cycle. This is something I coach people a lot on, which is where a lot of times I see them lose because they're not keeping their resources balanced and not using their resources. So keeping the resources balanced. Basically, whenever you're not doing something that requires immediate attention, which would be like a very intense micro fight, you need to check your resource and go, am I making villagers? Yep. Am I making units? Nope. But you're low on food. And if you try to make units, you realize you're low on food, you then look at your resources and go, what I need, and you realize I need food and a lot of food. I need to spend my wood. I have a lot of wood. What do I need? Oh, I need more barracks. And then you can drop 3 more barracks and you're good to go. And then you're rallying to food. And gold eventually. You just can't spend your gold because you don't have the stuff. You can be like, do I have upgrades? Oh yeah, I should be getting my upgrades. These would be really helpful. I should get all my upgrades. But the point that you do that because you take the time to do it, it's important. You have time. You're not dying. You're not dead. The key part is you just keep making units and you keep balancing your eco to be more efficient. And you outproduce them because when you go 3 TC, now your goal is just to get the best eco possible, outproducing your opponent, and go for it. But you have to take the time to make these decisions. Right now, you're not taking the time to make the right decisions with your eco to be successful. Like, obviously, you never like stop to go do what do I need? Do I need upgrades? I should get my upgrades. Get your upgrades. You should get a tower here so you can see what your opponent's doing. But you gotta take the time to make those decisions. A big thing I preach to people I coach. It is better to make a right decision slowly than a wrong decision quickly. Take your time to make the right decision. They do that by looking at your eco and going, what am I trying to do? I'm trying to mass up and win via eco. What do I need? I need more food. And now you're on food. Good mangonel shot. Okay, you see what he has, right? It is just 1,000 men-at-arms and crossbows. Which means... There you go. Now you get it. But once again, you don't have enough production. 2 stables. 1 barracks. Another thing you could do is do mass samurai and Onabadesha. What you do is your samurai going first, and when they engage with his men-at-arms, you run the Onabadesha pass onto the crossbowmen, and they die because your Anas are so fast. They don't do extra damage to Anas. A Springald would also be great. But look, you have 57. He has 92 military. And it's not because your ecos are that much better, because your ecos are pretty similar. That's because he has more production, so he can just make more units. That's why he's winning this right now. Don't push in on this. So the reason I said don't push in on that is that when I see that amount of men-at-arms and the amount of units you have, my first impression was there's no way he can protect it. That the second the guy could just send his men-at-arms onto them and he can't stop him. And that's exactly what happened. He just ran his men-at-arms past yours, onto them, and killed them. And he has so many crossbowmen that now he's going to tear through your units. He also got Springald out. And now he's going to push in. He got out Springalds. You never have to counter your out, and you're actually doing okay. But here's the thing that's going to get you. And now you're building your production. Look at this. Now you're building your production. And here's the thing that gets my garter. You see he's aging up, right? Do you see this? You've seen this age up? And you notice how he got more initial units out, and now you're catching up? If these production buildings had been done from the start, you're winning this. Because he doesn't make any more production. But he's been pumping out of these. If you had just gotten down more production abilities from the start, what you're doing now is you're overwhelming him and running out on him while he's doing his age up. And he's put a lot of resources in his age up, and you're just walking over him and killing him. But you didn't have the production, so you're too slow and you're not going to be able to stop it. Once again, he should not be dropping this keep right here, but he can, because you didn't have the production to get the military to stop him. Also, keep making villagers. Okay, you are. About to say, you want to get to like 120, 130 would be the goal. This is a much more better balanced eco, by the way. But it's worthwhile to drop a TC and upgrade it to be like a castle on these sacred sites to maintain them. But now he's Imperial in your castle, and not only that, he's Imperial on your doorstep, which is different than Imperial in your raiding him. This is all well enough raid, but like it's not enough. Oh my god. He just lets you tear through him. What the hell? This is wild. This was a good raid. You have 120 villagers. He has 78. But here's the problem. This raid works if you are battling him equally, because then he doesn't have the villagers to make more units. He has you pretty stuck right now. So unless you can push back on him... That was a good raid, though. Let's see, how many villagers did you kill? 19! Very nice. But here's the thing. When the Rus go high armory, you should expect a ram push with their insanely strong rams. And that's all he needs to do. He's going to send his rams over, and you can't stop him, and then you have to fight his army, and then he just knocks shit down. You need... My actually suggestion against a mass rams is a bunch of Springholds that target fire them, or a lot of horsemen, because horsemen do extra damage against siege. So horsemen, or a whole bunch of Springholds, like 8 to 10, and target firing them, you can actually destroy them okay. But it's really hard to stop, and the way you stop it is never letting him get in that position where he can make a mass rams. Because here's the thing, if you could beat his first wave, he loses because your eco's so much better now. Like, look how bad his eco is. Problem is, I don't think you're able to... You have double the eco of him. The problem is, I don't think you're able to stop him because you let him get this amazing position. Now he's just rallying forward. Like, you're pop capped, and I don't see you doing anything. You have 34 idle villagers. You don't have anything to break this castle. You need a all villager button. Whenever I end up having like 50 this amount of villagers that are idle, I use my all villager button. I just put on the resource I need to get all villagered onto gold. He snuck some at arms back here. Oh, Spaghetti-O. Like this gold, or this gold. And you just need, because you need gold really, really bad. As you go up to Imperial, you have so many upgrades you need to get that are very, very expensive. This push is not a success push. He pushed under his keep against elite men-at-arms. So now you just threw your military away. Yeah, it's game over. I would say there were 2 inflection points in this game that led you to this point. First was not being all in when he dropped the second TC, either going all in on fast cast with the second, so I'm going for it, or going all in on attacking it and keeping him confined. The second thing is when you got to TC, he got 3 TC, you never dropped the production to take advantage of the big eco you got. And since you never had the production, you couldn't outproduce him, and you let him get to Imperial and let him walk in on you. And the raid was great, but you couldn't back it up because you never had the production to fight him. And those are your 2 big inflection points. And then you're kind of late to Imperial. If you'd hit Imperial right after he went Imperial, you could have got better units out. And then if you're just fighting him with pure Veteran Samurai, he doesn't beat that. His Streltsy do okay against it, but you know, Imperial Samurai and Anabagesha and some Zatsu would do probably really well. I hope that was helpful to you. Let me know if you have any questions or feedback. If you're interested in your own paid private coaching, message me on Discord. Description will be in the... we'll check the description below the video, and you'll see my Discord name. And good luck on your games.